But I go to foundational Black Americans because we are a very unique lineage. Very unique. Most of us have been on this earth for on this land, on American soil for damn near 500 years. For some, even longer. And our lineage is here. Our culture is here. How can I go back 500 years and say that I'm an African and I don't know anything about Africa? And even if I was to go live there, how can I just conform to their stuff? We created our own culture. Black Americans is us. I'm a Black American. I am an American. I may not be classified as an American by the government because they don't view Black Americans as actual American citizens, even with the hypocritical 14th Amendment. But my family was here. I can go back and count to 1865. I'm sorry, 75. 1875. Not to mention what was before then, which I'm still trying to discover. None of that leads up to slavery. I'm sorry, none of that leads up to Africa. My parents, my grandparents, my great grandparents, my great great grandparents, their parents. I had my great grandma for a long time, and to the day she died in her 90s, down near 100, she talked about her parents and grandparents. Great memory. And a lot of y'all are the same, foundational Black Americans. I challenge these Pan Africanists and all these people that say, oh, we're the same. Hey, would you go live in Africa? What do they represent you in? What can they represent you in? We are our culture. We do our thing. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But then you come into this mixed situation. And that's where things get tricky. What do we do with our mixed people? They say with black and white, oh, you too colored for white. I'm sorry, you too nigger for white and too white for black. I say that's all depending on because it's very hard to trust people. Half white, all devil. What standards were you truly raised upon? What values do you have? Is it white values or is it black American values? There are differences. And I don't mean nothing negative why everybody want to try to shit on black American values. But there are different. And I say it was depends on who you grew up with. How in tune are you with black American people? Majority does rule. I don't know of people with a great mix of white friends and a great mix of black friends, and they could come together and integrate at one party. You're never going to get that much harmony in one room. Genuine, sincere harmony in one room. Because naturally, we always find a way to offend each other. So that's what that's depending on. And when it come down to everybody talking about mixed people, well, okay, you give credit to black Americans but it also credit another ethnic group. So that goes against, you know, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, that goes against, you know, what we got going forward. That dual alliance, there is no such thing as dual alliance. So both the members of the acclaimed are mixed with white. It seems predominantly they were raised around white folk, white values. And they're supposed to represent me. Max Caster lame as shit. Now Anthony Bowens is a damn good wrestler. But with black people, they have to have an additional attachment to it. So he's black and gay. But if you notice, he speak more on gay issues than he has black American issues. There is no dual alliance. We good on Anthony Bowens. Dustin Reynolds gonna sit up here and uh, say that he happy with AEW and all this other different shit. And I'm like, man, you know what? People like him take up spots that could go to foundational black Americans. Sure, Dustin Reynolds has been a great wrestler, but you know, we seen you. Now you got championships and all this other different shit and just taking up more time when there's obviously no room for black Americans. And you're not even putting over black Americans. So I'm like, you he said he found a new happiness or some shit like that. He's renewed or some shit. I said, motherfucker, you renewed because you getting a goddamn paycheck, steady paycheck, and motherfucking it's a relaxed drug policy. And then he gonna sit up here and try to tell me you 16 years clean, bitch. Your ass is bound to smoke crack again at any given time. Don't let me run across your motherfucking ass. And white folks so hypocritical because he's a racist from Texas. And white folks so hypocritical because they don't even recognize the main important thing that I said. You taking up spots from foundational black Americans who isn't on the program. White folk always say, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Are you saying that black lives don't matter? Y'all continue with this stranglehold and y'all continue with this monopoly of bull jive on the business of professional wrestling. This fake scripted sport, because that's the only way that y'all can see yourselves as true heroes in sports. Y'all got a monopoly on lacrosse, soccer, golf, rugby, all types of shit. You can't just go into a black neighborhood and go to a wrestling school down there anywhere in the country. The system of white supremacy and anti-blackness. Nobody give a fuck about your 16 years. Try to go home and see if your ass can stay sober. So I'm trying to find one more thing, and then I'm about to get ready to wrap it up. Oh, okay, there we go. I was on Busted Open podcast with Barbra Ray Dudley, And the minute that I talked about the New Day, they started cutting me off, trying to dictate my points. My question was, if they break up the New Day, which way is Odyssey Jones going to go? Is he going to turn heel with Xavier Woods, or will he turn heel with Kofi Kingston? Now, Dave LaGreca made some good points that I was going to make. I want to see what they do with Xavier Woods on a single run. I've been waiting for that for the longest because Big E is a Jamaican and Big E is a rider. He speaks out on Black American injustice. He does, thoroughly. He's a rider, and I got love for him. Same with Kofi. I got love for him. But they still are what they are, and I'm happy for their success. I'm glad they won the WWE Championship. But damn, on big tag team title matches, they just kept Xavier Woods on the sidelines. He barely even defended the tag team titles. The lowest of the entire group was the foundational Black American. But what will you do? What are you willing to do with him on his own? Bubba Ray got mad because I said that they were stagnant. Yes, they were. Especially after Big E got hurt. Yes, they were. They wasn't doing shit with them. I think they was on two different brands, split away from Big E. And they wasn't doing shit then. In the last couple of years, yes, they still been stagnant. And you want to sit up here, you got the audacity you got the goddamn audacity to sit up here and tell me, a foundational Black American man, that I should be satisfied and content because Big E won the WWE Championship and Kofi Kingston won the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston never even got a rematch. Kofi Kingston was never a genuine contender again. Kofi Kingston never won the title again. So again, tell me what the hell I'm celebrating. Why should I be content with his championship when they never made him championship material again? What if you and Devon had one tag team title reign? Just because y'all had it, you think we all gonna be satisfied with that? Why they just leave y'all stagnant? No. Every time y'all was in the WWE, they kept something, they had y'all doing something every goddamn night. And then Dave LaGreca got the freaking audacity to sit up here and tell me that Big E is doing a lot of promotional work for the WWE. He traveling all over the country, possibly the world, um, to go do things for children and at-risk people and all this other different shit. And he's happy. He seems happy. He keeping the paycheck rolling. This man's passion has been snatched away from him via an injury. How do you know how he's truly feeling inside? Some people know how to mask their pain. Smokey Robinson said, outside, I'm masquerading. inside, my whole heart is fading. You don't know what that man is feeling inside. And you can't take what